Alright, welcome back to a video that is not what you usually expect. This is very different. But I'm going to be doing a video based on what's just happened in Adizz Pro's video. I feel kind of bad doing this. I mean, it's his content. It's strange that I'm talking about it. But I know lots of other people do, and this is probably one of the things I'm most interested in. So, yeah, I've got this layer, and I've also got this one, which is the end of the war layer. And I'm going to talk about all the things that I think could happen after this war. Sorry. Anyway, so first off, let's go down to the Americas. Well, I guess we could start in Europe, but oh my god, this is the best map I could find. I'm sorry, it's might just look from a distance. Let's go to Europe actually first. So, Ireland, you took over all of that. You took over the entire British Isles except for Scotland, which they'll probably take over. I mean, I think everyone expected Ireland to do this. I mean, it just made so much sense. Of course, they're going to take it over. I didn't exactly tease it, but it's kind of obvious. The Iberian country, they might return. The Dark Sign team. I mean, they've been in all 4 World Wars. I realized. I thought it would just be the Purple team and the Farmers Union, but I think also the Dark Sign team. They've been in every war. They were a colonizer, and then a colonizer who lost. Then kind of a West African puppet, and then a fascist, just democratic country. So that's changed a lot. Anyway, they'll probably get this bit. And the West African country, I feel like I have an idea on what they might do. In that I expect we might see the return of this guy. I think we might see the African Union come back. I mean, it just makes sense. They've been gone for a while, and it was kind of sad when they were before they lost. They were just a bit sad. They didn't do any wars and things. So hopefully they come back and they're stronger. Maybe they just overthrow the entire West African country and declare the old African Union back, because they nuked all this stuff. So I mean, they could do it. They could definitely try, and that would be very, very cool. So yeah, I lost complete track of what I was gonna say. I absolutely had no planning coming into this video. I had no idea what I'm gonna do. I was just like, yeah, I want to yap about what I think might happen. So that could be really cool. They could also split the country again. They might do that. Purple team? Oh yeah! Look, the coalition of the willing thing. That's what made me want to do this video. Because I'm pretty sure it's just a war against all communists. Because, at the start of this, I thought it was going to be a 3-war thing, like we had in World War III. Where there were going to be 3 teams, a democratic, a communist, and a fascist team. But in the end, there was just a communist and a fascist. One in the democratic countries joined later on the same side as the communists. So that's kind of what I thought, and I think that might happen anyway. So pretty exciting. I think that's why Norway left the communist group. I was kind of annoyed. I was like, you should stay with the war until the end. That's the nice thing to do. But I suppose he wants to preserve Norway, so that's good because they're my favorite country. They're really cool. But that's why we had the Circle Alliance instead of them joining the Square Alliance, I assume. So that's exciting. And you guys, you can get so much land because they're both communist. You've taken over loads of stuff from the other Russian countries. You'll be able to get land from this country and Poland, and these guys have a massive Crimea, probably union with the other dark. What area is that? Circassia, maybe country. I expect the brown team and the purple team are probably both going to get partitioned, because I thought that's what they do at the start. I thought the purple team would win the war and then they just collapse afterwards, like Russia did in World War III. But I suppose they'll probably lose this follow-up war. So that's exciting. I also thought that these guys would join. They're both Scandinavian socialists, so oh well. They might join later on though, if they have to fight the Polish. So that's exciting. You guys could also join. I love this red country. What a great guy. And this country, they're a weak democracy. You're a strong one. I remember too much of this series. It's depressing how much I do remember. Also the Greeks. I think the war with Crete was just to make Greece strong, so they could fight the purple team and this country. Also, Mr. Orange country, I'm pretty sure you're going to get invaded. Somebody's definitely going to invade through your nation. So you might be screwed. It's probably the only reason they're still here, if I'm honest. Oh, they might just be fine, because I feel like Adizz would make the Farmers Union attack them, because they don't like each other, and it would make the Farmers Union look stronger, and also be stronger. But oh well, maybe not. Anything else in Europe, really? Oh yeah, the EU. Now I was thinking about what could they call a new series, and to be honest, I just had the letter A stuck in my head because he called this war was the Age of Aggression, then it was the War of Absolutism. So my prediction for the next era is the Age of Advancement. I probably won't be right, but it would be kind of cool. Links to some of the other future stuff, but if the fascists and the communists leave Europe, then it's just going to be democratic countries. You're pretty democratic, you're democratic. It's put a lot of stuff about you being democratic. Finland's democratic, so are these guys. You're a full democracy, so is all stuff down here. You're democratic. You know, we could see an EU form in Europe, which I think would be really cool, and something he might do, because he's made the HRE. Adizz obviously likes doing stuff that happened in real life, but doing it here. So I think the EU could form just a lot later. He made NATO. Just very different NATO. So yeah, it'd be really cool if the EU formed. And I think it could happen. I mean, the Irish seem like a country who would do that. Also, don't think the Irish are going to take over Iceland. We had a Greenland Empire, kind of, before we got Iceland, so I hope we actually get Icelandic country. I think that's, sorry, that's probably quite annoying. Probably all for Europe. Moving on to this country. Old Empire. I would like it if they just didn't exist. What I think would be the coolest thing for the Old Empire is if we had a what the? Never mind. If we saw the red team and the blue team split. I mean, we had the Old Empire before. This might be an unpopular opinion, but it existed before. It did all the stuff it could really do. It had like 15 episodes dedicated. Well, not 15, maybe 20 episodes. Yeah, 20 episodes. 25? I had to stop making up random numbers. I think 25 episodes dedicated to it being a really strong country. And bringing it back just seems kind of boring. I mean, I was thinking maybe if we had Lime Team versus Old Empire, that would be kind of cool. But them coming back, who are they going to fight? Is it in Europe scary to fight? The only people scary to fight are in like the Southern Hemisphere. Other than the Gold Team, but can we just have the Gold Team be strong for a little bit? I like them so much. The Green Team's gone. It doesn't seem that interesting to bring the Old Empire back. So hopefully they collapse into civil war. That'd be ideal, I think, for the world. I mean, they're just gonna take over the stuff in Africa. They go back to the Purple Team. They can attack these guys again. Get stuff in Persia. Goes in Central Asia. It's just gonna be the exact same thing, but again, and with less people to fight, and not in the Cold War. So yeah, kind of boring, I think. Hopefully he doesn't do that. I feel like he probably won't. Surely not. Anyway, maybe it becomes a monarchy, like a monarchist block with the green team and the red team. That would be cool. So yeah, hopefully the old empire collapses. That would be ideal. India, don't know what you're doing. These guys don't really care what's going on in Central Asia. I thought you might be relevant, but maybe not. The pink team, I love the pink team. Pink team is a great guy. I just love how the pink team used to be like over here, and now the pink team's made their way round to here. That's so funny. It's that old like dark green country that was right around here, and then you rebelled away, and then you went all the way over there. It's really funny. So I like that. They left the war, which must mean he's got plans for you, or he just wants to keep Central Asia interesting. So, oh well, we'll see. China. I don't like the Chinese country. You're bad. Why am I giving you so many facial features? I don't know. I don't like this country. It's just you did so much to Korea. That's basically it. Like the first time Korea collapsed, I got really annoyed because like you were gonna go to America. You were like really strong. You're stronger than China. You should have beaten China. Just a stupid line team. So I got really annoyed then. But then they did go colonize America, so it was kind of fine. But then Korea became really strong. They rebuilt. They took over like all of this stuff. They had this amazing empire, and then you destroyed it again for no reason. Why? Now the good thing here is Mr. Gold Country. They're communist, and I feel like they're gonna have a war against all communists. So surely the Koreans have to join this war and destroy the communist country over here. If they just switch to democracy, I'm gonna be so angry at them. But I'm hoping, China, they dropped 20 nuclear bombs on Ethiopia. That's a strange sentence, but hopefully, they were like, it is said that they need to investigate this country in the next episode. Could you please maybe turn communist? That would be funny. And then everyone could fight you. Like Vietnam could fight you, Korea could fight you. These guys are fascist. Did he forget they're fascist? I feel like he did. I forgot they were fascist. Hold up. How did you survive this? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. He might have made a mistake there. Oh yeah, you guys. Hopefully we can just partition China. I feel like either way, the people have got to overthrow China, like in World War III. Sorry, I just drank loads of water. And hopefully just create like a load of just random countries around and about China. That would be ideal, I think. Like guys, we just nuked Ethiopia, and that was really horrible. We did causes of deaths. We're as bad as they are. They were going to nuke other places. So we need to destroy our country so we can stop doing evil things. And give all our nukes to Korea. And all of our land, in fact. Let's just do that. And then an episode. Yeah, that's the world. That'd be cool. I think that'd be great. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully something bad happens to China, because literally nothing bad has ever happened to this country. It also feels like he was kind of hinting at them collapsing for the past like era thing. Hopefully they do. We'll see. Australia? What's going on in Australia? I can't do an Australian accent. That was horrible. These two countries joined. Don't know what they're doing, but oh well. You might get a very small bit of land. I thought you were friends with the Australians, to be honest, but maybe not. YouTube probably fight a Cold War. The interesting thing he's doing here is something that I made a series by myself and didn't record it on YouTube just for fun, and that made me want to record this series on YouTube. That's like the reason I did it. Is this turned? I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, in that series, I had the Northern Hemisphere, like it's like World War V or something, because they had an extra one after World War II. In my series, just because there was like a big German Empire and this big Spanish Empire, and they had to fight, and the Germans won, and there was a big Cold War in Europe, and it was cool, really cool. Anyway, then all the power went to South America. We had a really strong Brazil, and that made up the thing with a strong South America, and we had a strong Australia, and it was about the time that Adizz Pro did the Age of Aggression thing. So I had a neutral Brazil country. They were dictatorship. The South Africans were communist, and the Australians were fascist. And it's just, I feel like it naturally kind of happens that you end up with three, like, really strong countries in the southern continents, because that doesn't really exist in our world. I mean, sure, we got Australia and South Africa and Brazil, but they're not up there with the Northern Hemisphere. And there's, what's that line, that Darren line or something? But I feel like Adizz Pro is going to make power go to these areas, which would be really interesting. So we'll see that happen. I mean, you're communist as well, so that maybe things go badly for you. We'll see. I'm not actually sure about that. I didn't really think about that. South Africa, maybe this block collapses. I feel like if you keep it together, it's going to be too strong. If all this is also collapsing. Like these two left. I feel like he liked the Great Country, so maybe they do cool things. At one point he said they were allied with the African Union, which they weren't, but the African Union's good. And if you're allied to them, that means you're good. And also they were nearly a democracy in World War IV. I feel like this country's gonna have good things ahead of them, hopefully. Ethiopia, I feel like you're just gonna get split into those rebel countries, and also like Sudan and those other three Catalonian colony guys. That would be cool. Also, oh yeah, the Catalonian country might come back. Hooray! France might come back as well. I love the French country. British guy liking the French country? What is this? Yeah, they were really cool. They were like a fun colonial country that I feel like could have done more. And it's kind of sad that everything went badly for them. But it did, so it's a shame. And in a live stream a while ago, Adizz Pro said they were his favourite country. Which I find kind of hard to believe, because the world has not been nice to the French country recently. However, maybe they come back and are really strong. That would be cool. You know, we could see French country return. We've got communist France and fascist France, and maybe everyone's like, why don't we just make normal France come back? Because they were a cool democratic country. That would be nice. Anyway, yeah, split up Ethiopia probably. All this other stuff to do with that doesn't really matter. Tanzania gets their land back and more. You get your cool like snakehead thing back. I liked that. We'll see. What is all this gonna do though? Like, what are you actually doing? I have no idea. So I think that's the Eastern Hemisphere, probably. Let's go to the West. And here's the thing that I predicted. I only told my mum this actually, but I was thinking that America, they didn't join the war. He made them leave the square team for a reason, and that was so America could leave the war or come back after the war, like as the strongest country probably. They're going to be one of the strongest, almost definitely. So we can have a Cold War between America and Brazil. It is pro-American. To be fair, if I was in this series, I almost definitely would have made a British Empire. No hints at stuff in the future in my series, but I feel like you got to allow him to make him better. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. Got to allow him to make his own American empire. It's a flawed democracy. If it was like a full democracy, everything's perfect in this nation, I'd be more annoyed. But he has shown that not everything's perfect in this place, and it's not like heaven. So I like that. Also, the Canada stuff, it's really boring though. Like, a Cold War between America and Brazil, on paper, sounds interesting. But all of South America is fascist. You're a communist, and you're probably going to get attacked by, like, Brazil and Mexico. All of North America, basically, is in one big economic alliance. Even the terrorist country just went, nah, we're being peaceful. And everyone else is just neutral. This place is, at the moment, boring as hell. So hopefully it makes it interesting. I mean, most of this is like freezing cold and no one lives there, so tricky with Canada. But maybe you can make it interesting. Like, this country does stuff, although I kind of feel like he likes the Californian country, so we'll see. But he did strengthen them, so maybe they're going to fight the Americans. I don't know. But Brazil-America Cold War makes sense. The Red Country, I think they're going to stay there. I think in World War V, when we see the Australians, or Eastern Australians and the Brazilians fight against the Western Australians and Americans, the Red Uruguay country will win, ultimately, and take over a lot of stuff. That is my prediction. And if I'm right, you have to pay me money. I have money. So there we go. That's my predictions. There's probably stuff that I meant to say and then missed out. We'll see. India? Like, what was your part to play? I have no idea. Do they collapse? Do they do like a China? Well, I hope China does and collapse. I'm not really sure where the rest of the world goes from here. I feel like we might end up with a peaceful Europe and then a very, very dangerous Oceania, Southeast Asia, hopefully a strong Korea, a dangerous America potentially, but also possibly a boring one. And maybe those three continents will influence Afro-Eurasia, and it could be different to what you normally see in things like this. I don't know. I'm excited to find out. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, like, subscribe, and comment suggestions, things that you think could happen, because I think this is very interesting. See you again next time. Thanks.